Please welcome Bruno Folli.
Okay, thank you. Let's go. Okay. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for your time. We'll get started with a quick video, and while you guys are settling in, and then hit the ground. Let's see if the video starts. Okay, once again, thanks for being here. I have the pleasure to share the stage with two juggernauts of the industry. I'm sure most of you know them very well, but I still have to pay my dues in introducing them. They're not just great people from the industry, but amazing human beings. I had the pleasure to work in the last couple of months with Vishal, founder and CEO of Vianai Systems, and Vikram, who I've been working for many years and heads our business unit. So together here, we'll spend some time with you today. So let me get started here. First and foremost, I would like to invite Vikram to speak a bit on what are the recent developments and updates that we have been doing in the SAP practice for TCS into the market. Thank you.
Thank you, Bruno. I think while there is a lot of buzz around AI today, I think it's aptly to say that we are at a very inflection point and the change is imminent. While we do that, it is very important that we understand that we get our foundation right. So in TCS, we are privileged to be working with the best in the industry, and we are privileged to be having some of the best talent with us today. So as far as SAP goes, today we are fortunate to be having more than 36,000 SAP consultants in our team, and more than 25,000 are actually trained on HANA, which I think is pivotal as our customers are embarking on a foundational journey to get the core right and the data right, which I think is a very strong foundation. With SAP itself, we have a 360-degree partnership. And in this 360-degree partnerships has been built over last 2 decades, in which we continue to co-invest and have a very, very, very structured go-to-market strategy. And same thing is when it comes to creating digital core for the customers and bringing in the infusion of AI. Our investments in innovation centers all across the globe is again serving to be closer to the customers while we bring these journeys together. Rightly so, we are recognized by our partners. And I'm glad that I think it's a little over a month, Vishal, that we signed a partnership with Vianai, which only complements our investments in other AI, including with SAP when it comes to Joule. And we'll be talking a little bit about it today.
Thanks, Vikram. I will invite Vishal. My first curiosity is, what was in your mind? What is the foundation behind what you guys have built?
Well, thanks, Bruno. Thanks, Vikram. Well, it's first time in 12 years at Sapphire for me. I used to be here a lot before because I was at SAP. I was in charge of the products and technology. And my team built HANA and the early parts of S4 HANA.
Nice.
The dream that for businesses have had for a long time is the ability for business users who work for CFOs or heads of HR or in supply chain or customer experience to interrogate their systems without the layers that sit in between. And that ability of business users to be able to just have a conversation with their mission-critical systems and get back reliable answers has always been the dream. You know, SQL used to be called SQL because of structured English query language was the name of SQL. So this has long been a dream. With generative AI, we feel that this dream is now in our reach, that business users can really be empowered to act on their impulse, their instincts, and ask their questions in real time. But doing that requires solving a very fundamental problem, which is hallucination.
Got it.
Generative AI has a really inherent problem of hallucination that needs to be solved. And I'm really proud that over the last several years, my team has worked very hard on solving that problem. And so with that, so we have built the product hila Conversational Finance for finance people to ask questions to their financial system, including in S4HANA. And now together with you, together with Vikram's team, with TCS, we have the ability to bring this to any domain. So we are really excited about that. And so here, as this picture shows, today that layer between the business users and data is filled with people, with systems, with layers of complexity. And it takes days for people to get the answer that they are looking for. But with hila, the business user can have a conversation with the system and get back the answer, whether it is from the transactional data or from the data warehouse. And it's really, really exciting.
And it really does. We've been over it for many months now and
Yes.
trusted and tried to make it stop speaking, but it doesn't. With that, I think if possible, I think we can show some of snippets of it, right?
Yes, let's show you a brief video. Here is a video of the product in action. As you can see, there are no menus, there are no interfaces. You ask a question, and the system suggests to you questions that you could ask. When you ask a question, you get back a table, and next to the table there is a chart. It's not a link to a chart, it is a chart that answers your question. You can play with it, you can interact with it. If it is not the answer to your question that you wanted, you can throw it away and ask another question. And 5 seconds later, you have another chart and another answer.
Correct.
And again, the thing about this is that you can ask any question that you can imagine. And business users, when they get into a flow, we have business users who can ask 200, 250 questions in a day to hila, because you are asking questions and you get into a flow, into a train of thought, and you can start asking follow-ups to that. And before you know it, you have really uncovered some powerful facts about your business, where to save costs, where the opportunities for growth are, where you need to make corrections and adjustments, and then things like that. By the way, we cannot stop this video here, unfortunately. It's just playing. If you want to engage with the system, please come to the TCS pavilion over there, and you can actually play with the system yourself. What it is showing here is advanced analytics, what we call deep analysis, where you can really ask much more complex questions like, what went wrong last quarter? Or what are the top 10 things that have exceeded our expectations or that have done worse than our expectations? And it breaks it down into multiple follow-up questions and creates a report that would normally take days to prepare. By a team of people, it happens within minutes.
Yes, it does.
So we are really excited about this.
It's really nice. And by the way, since we can't do Q&A here, you can also go to our booth and not just see detailed live demos of the product, but ask your questions. We'll be happily attending to it. It's 450 right behind. Well, moving on. One of the key questions I had 2 months ago was, how does it play out on the SAP? Even though the hila platform cuts across multiple technologies, not just SAP, but I think you can spend some time on the architecture, possible architectures.
We are very, very excited to work with SAP. We are working with SAP on complementing hila with Joule, as well to become a part of the Joule ecosystem. As you saw today in Christian and Philip's keynotes, they talked about how Joule is becoming an agentic framework. And we are really excited about integrating hila into Joule, as well as the Just Ask feature, which sits on top of SAC. And SAC is becoming a part of BDC.
Yes.
So we are really excited to work with SAP on integrating hila into the SAP AI vision, whether that includes Joule or Just Ask on top of SAC, on the cubes that sit inside SAC, and the pre-aggregated data that is in SAC, or the raw transactional data in S4HANA, as well as integrating SAP data and non-SAP data, which can be queried with hila. So the options of integrating with SAP are really exciting and very powerful.
It's really
So
nice.
together, I mean, the thing that, if I step back, I mean, what Vikram and I were discussing, the opportunity here to work with TCS and SAP, we can really bring this to thousands of customers around the world. We can deal with the complexity of your enterprise. With the Vikram mentioned 36,000 colleagues, 25,000 are trained on HANA. This is it's really the opportunity to bring this capability to any aspect of your business, and that is something that is very, very powerful.
Yes. We are really, really excited about what is to come.
Yes.
This is one of the aspects which I love the most.
If I can spend 1 minute on this, it is solving this requires solving some really fundamental problems. I mentioned hallucination earlier.
Correct.
Hallucination is not a bug that is going to go away. Sam Altman from OpenAI said last year that you have to think about it as a feature. It is an inherent, when you think about what an LLM does, it generates the next token based on a sum total of all the training data that it has seen before. So that act is inherently hallucinogenic. It is, LLMs hallucinate. They don't know when they hallucinate. Therefore, the removal of hallucination, which is absolutely essential, you cannot set aside a task for Joule and then have it be correct 90% of the time. And 10% of the time, things are going to the wrong address, and it doesn't work like that. There cannot be a hallucination in these systems. Therefore, we are very proud that we have solved this problem. And it can only be solved for a certain domain, domain by domain, where you can control the outputs and make sure that you understand whether the answer is correct or not. So we started with finance. It is pre-built for finance. And together with TCS, we can do this for any domain, for HR, for manufacturing, for industry-oriented domains, for supply chain, for customer experience, any aspect of the business.
Yeah.
And the other two problems that we solve, one is the problem of speed. When you give this to the business user, they will not be limited to the aggregate that you have inside Power BI or Tableau. They will ask questions about any aspect of the business. So you need to do aggregation on the fly, dynamically on the raw transactional data. This is very important. We can do that. We can run on billions of data or records of data. We have cases where we have run on hundreds of billions of records of data. And we can ask conversational questions, aggregation on the fly across any dimension on as many transactions as you have.
Correct.
So this is very powerful.
This is very powerful.
And then the third aspect of that is the cost of the LLMs, and we can run on, as you saw, one query costs 2.5 cents.
And it keeps going down.
Yeah, and it keeps going down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That much I learned.
Yeah.
Well, and for the ones which think that this is just futuristic, I mean, it is indeed futuristic, but customers are already using it. So
Yes.
I think we could spend some time.
Yeah, we
with
have
this testimonial.
multiple customers who are using the system, very large brand names. You see here Hitachi, the DSS division of Hitachi, which is one of the largest divisions. Hatakeyama-san, the CFO of DSS, is our sponsor and customer within his organization, as well as his vision is to bring this to every P&L owner within Hitachi DSS. There are thousands of users.
In Japanese.
In Japanese. You ask questions in Japanese
Exactly.
to get unprecedented cost insights from their transactional system, which is SAP.
Yeah.
It's a heavily modified ECC system. Abu Dhabi is a major distributor in the Middle East. It's one of the largest distributors of CPG products in the Middle East. They are one of our reference customers. You will hear from them in a minute.
Yeah.
Aon Insurance, where we do actually beyond finance. This is something that we are working on together with TCS at Aon. Bangkok Bank, which is a large bank in Southeast Asia and Indonesia. And a Fortune 100 telecom company, which I cannot name, where we have decisively changed the way they interrogate their financial data.
And it was tested. So let's hear the customer speak a little bit, if possible. Let's see if the...
One more.
Oh, sorry. It takes some time. I don't know why.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Abdullah Busido. I'm the Business Application Director for Abu Dhabi Group. In one sentence, I would rather say hila conversational finance is giving our decision maker and the financial analyst more time to manage the business instead of running the data, the agility to adapt to the market dynamics, and the edge to compete in the market. We have around more than 5,000 employees across all the countries, and we serve around 260,000 customers in those regions with more than 80 million cases annually. So we've been sitting with a lot of the service provider, whether those service provider is claiming to have a real AI or not, and we've been very lucky to came across Vianai with their hila platform. I believe the hila conversation finance will help the decision maker and the financial analyst. They are building a lot of financial data modeling in order to give a meaningful report to the decision maker. It consumes a lot of time, and especially when those meetings something came up or additional requirement came up, that those meetings will have to stop, go back to the financial analyst in order to tweak that data model and to populate the view of the data. Okay, I think with hila will give that agility. So there will be a lot of time saving. So basically, we have very solid static reporting, P&L, balance sheet, but with hila conversational financials right now solution, you can get the P&L reporting, you can dice it, slice it, drill it in to a brand level or to a channel level. You can check your balance sheet, also with a lot of dimension that you can drill in or you scale it to up. SAP is our main financial platform, but in terms of reporting, I believe the marry between hila conversational finance and SAP is giving the edge, and it giving the data more meaningful and converting the more meaningful information to the financial analyst and the decision maker. You can now understand instantly where the financial came from and what was the root cause for that. I believe if we work with hila to convert that P&L and the financial meaningful information to that transactional level or smallest unit, that will be a game changer to Abu Dhabi and to whoever will follow the same model.
Awesome.
Perfect. And nothing like a customer, right? Okay, fantastic. Well, this is brand new, right? This announcement was out there a month ago, and I would like to pass on to Vikram and throw some colors on what it means to the entire audience and the community here.
I think, as I said earlier, we are truly excited about this partnership and the possibilities, not just for us, but more importantly, how we can accelerate the value realization for our customers. I think really exciting journey ahead. And if I see what benefits it can really bring for our customers, while there are many, but if I have to summarize maybe in 4 dimensions, if you can move to the next slide.
Of course.
ERP transformations, whether it is migrations, whether it is greenfield, I think all of us have seen how dreadful it can be. We truly believe it can be, it cannot be simplified but it can be definitely accelerated with a better quality. Finance transformation, Vishal already spoke about it. It's something which can get started immediately because of the hila capability. He mentioned about we should have the ability to talk to the data, not just get a reporting layer out of it. Definitely very exciting journey. And lastly, I think the possibilities are immense. We will go, today we can start with finance, but we are already working together on areas like supply chain, logistics, manufacturing, and so forth. The concept and the platform is similar, and the application would be similar.
Exactly.
So with that, Bruno, really looking forward to the exciting journey. Back to you.
This will be wonderful. Yeah.
It will be wonderful. It is already wonderful. So we look forward to hear more from you. We are ready. So we're game. So thanks for your time.
Please come to our booth,
Please do
and
come.
looking forward to working with you.
Yeah.
Again, 450. Thank you so much. Have a great day.